The Prime Minister will meet with Sir David Amess' family later today. Sir David gave this house and our nation 40 years of service. I hope the Prime Minister will acknowledge that a proper response to his assassination is essential for both his family and our democracy. Every week, Mr. Speaker, I visit companies that are closing or laying off employees. Has the Prime Minister received a projection of the number of job losses resulting from his budget and minister's actions? Just to answer your question, Mr. Speaker, I am meeting with the Amess family later today, and will make sure they receive answers to the questions they ask Mr. Speaker about businesses. Sir David was a much-loved and respected colleague, and the plaque to him is behind me, as is the plaque to Joe Cox in front of me. I know that the House felt this deeply at the time, but especially as acknowledged by the party opposite who lost a friend and a colleague in the most terrible of circumstances. I'm happy to report that the economy has seen thousands of new jobs, increased investment over the past 20 years, and salaries that are greater than prices have reached an all-time high. For a very long period, 3 interest rate reductions were the greatest increase in the cost of living. The Prime Minister, Mr. Speaker, needs to address the rising inflation and the estimated 130,000 to 300,000 job losses. His tax every area of the economy is suffering from increases, and nurseries are becoming worse off. Nurseries are currently writing to anxious parents informing them that fees will increase due to his job's tax. Could he explain that higher child care costs are beneficial to the economy or for working families who are struggling to make ends meet? Well, Mr. Speaker, we're investing in child care. Look at the breakfast clubs in her constituency as well, but she's rather forgetting the 22 billion whole black hole that they left, but we had to deal with. That's why we had to take the necessary but right measures we did in the budget. And what's her response? Oh, no, she doesn't say that she would reverse it because she wants all the benefits of our budget in terms of investment, but she doesn't say she would reverse it because she doesn't want to pay for it, which is how we got into the mess in the first place. Music. The Prime Minister, Mr. Speaker, is out of touch because he should be aware that full-time care at a nursery costs over £2,000, or £24,000 annually after taxes, yet he is discussing 60p breakfast clubs. He doesn't know what people are going through, and it's not only families, councils also have to pay his job taxes to deal with it. After he pledged to freeze it, the average council tax bill increased by more than 0.00 in April. Hardworking families' money is going to the Chancellor rather than social services and pothole repairs. Why should these families pay more for? Claps. Less well, she shouldn't truly disparage what she refers to as 60p breakfast clubs. She should be greeting them, but instead she asked Mr. Speaker about the council tax. According to the Tory party's manifesto, the LGA administration should eliminate the cats on the council tax when it has been in place for 12 years. Council of Hampshire Tory sought a 15% raise, but we said no. Sluggish council. Mr. Speaker, Tory wanted 3% more, but we said no. Windham Maidenhead. Now, Tory wants 25% more, but we said no. We're the ones who are taking the proper steps to put our nation on the right path, Mr. Speaker. The problem is that, as he stated at the dispatch, he promised to freeze, but they are increasing. If he wants to discuss councils, let's look at Liverpool or perhaps Birmingham, where there is so much trash that people vote for Labour and all they get is garbage. Applause. Millions of elderly people nationwide are suffering, not just in Birmingham, as their winter fuel payments have been taken away. At the same time, care home fees are expected to increase by a crippling £3,000 due to his job's tax. How can he expect pensioners on a fixed income to make ends meet? Yes, Mr. Speaker, this is why it's crucial that wages increase more than prices, which is why it's crucial that interest rates decline. This is the biggest increase in living expenses for a very long time, and what we're doing is cleaning up and fixing the mess that they. Mr. Speaker, what does the Prime Minister have against farmers anyway? Does he not realize that his budget is killing farming in this country and that he is making life much harder for everyone else? Every day I talk to businesses who tell us that they think they are going out of business and that supermarkets tell them that food prices will increase by more than 4% because of the jobs tax, and that's before we get to the immoral family farms tax on the very farmers who work so hard to produce our food. Yes, Mr. Speaker, the budget allocated £5 billion for farming over the next 2 years, which is a record amount. We've laid out the farming roadmap, and farmers have welcomed it. However, she talks about how wages are rising higher than prices, which is the first time in a long time that this has happened, so families nationwide are better off working. He has no answers today, and the farmers are complaining about the sustainable farming incentive, which he recently revoked. They are making mistakes with this budget, which is why the Chancellor will visit this House in 2 weeks to present an emergency budget. The Prime Minister claimed that we wouldn't need it and that they would attempt to blame it on world events, but in reality, their poor decisions are what destroy the economy. Claps. They claimed to be pro-business and said they would take care of pensioners, but they increased taxes on jobs. Mr. Speaker said he would freeze the council tax, but it is now going up by 1. This is a high-tax, low-growth government that is killing jobs. Will he use emergency budgets to fix the mess he's made? Mr. Speaker, inflation under them made us the laughing-stock of the world with a mini-budget of 11%, £22 billion, and they want to give us lectures on the economy? Thank you very much. Slinger. Other news. As part of Britain's efforts to demonstrate its support for its allies and emphasize its dedication to defending the alliance's eastern flank, Prince William will visit Estonia next week from March 20 to 22 to meet with British troops participating in NATO operations in the area. Prince William will visit Tehran to find out more about the nation's response to the current situation in Ukraine. This is William's first trip to the Baltic state, and while there, he will meet with the Colonel-in-Chief of the British Regiment, which is headquartered in Estonia. During his stay in Estonia, William had earlier traveled to Poland to see British soldiers assisting Ukraine. William and Estonian President-elect Karas will meet. If you haven't already, please make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more British stuff. Thank you, and take care. What are your thoughts?